let's talk about the Warriors and the Lakers last night. What
Yeah.
stood out for good or bad?
I'm still scratching my head on how Golden State lost that ball game. I give all the credit to the Lakers for hanging around. Obviously, the story today is Lonnie Walker and his contributions off the bench. But defensively, the way that Golden State was able, with Steph playing really the point guard position and carving them up on that high screen and roll with AD in it, I'm still wondering how they lost that ball game. To me, and in their championship year last season, Jordan Poole was that third X factor for them.
Yeah.
He's been non-existent in these playoffs. And I don't know what has happened to his game, but they are very top-heavy with Steph and Clay. And when those two guys have to play defense, which the Lakers are making them play defense, because it looks like Steph is having to guard LeBron on every screen and roll, and it's wearing them down. They need a third scorer. And Wiggins has tried to do it, but we expected Jordan Poole to be that guy, and he just hasn't been. So I'm not here to say that this series is over for Golden State. I will give the champs somewhat of a leash, but I will say that they are on life support right now, and it's getting close to the end.
You know, the Lakers played good defense.
Yeah.
And even that play where they knew Draymond was going to drive, they're down 3. LeBron has AD switch out to Clay in the corner, and, you know, Draymond had no place to throw it. So that, to me, great scouting report. Let Draymond go. He's not going to shoot. And then he's going to try to kick it out for the 3, and they defended it. And I thought AD a couple of times switching out on Steph Curry, making the degree of difficult even greater by trying to get it over AD. I thought they did it wasn't pretty, but they did a wonderful job in, you know, pulling out that win.
And you're not going to get, you know, and who cares if you win ugly,
Yeah.
right? The bottom line is if you win. And at times that length, and you mentioned it on the switching out with AD, Steph's going to make some. He had that 4-point play that was unbelievable on a play just like that. But you're playing percentages. And finally, you know, when you're at this level in the playoffs, it's good to see players and coaches, because let's give Darvin Ham and his staff a lot of credit, because that last play that you're mentioning, you know how many times they've gone over that in scouting reports. And this is when you finally get to figure out who's paying attention in the back during these film sessions, right? Some guys are sleeping. Some guys are on their phone. Now you're figuring out who's paying attention. And the Lakers and everyone was on the same page on that play. Know your personnel. Know the tendencies of who you're playing against. And they played it to a T.
Okay, but how does Lonnie Walker, the fourth quarter, we're calling him, how does that happen? That you know, he was a decent player during the regular season. I think got 12 points. But you have this game in this moment against this team.
It's about staying ready. And if you remember, Lonnie Walker was playing a major minutes early on this year. I believe started a few games as well. And he was going to be counted on as part of this young up-and-coming core, along with Austin Reeves, to help LeBron and AD. Fell out of the rotation. But for all you young players out there who's riding the bench, who's been in and out of the lineups, here's a storybook ending, right? Here's a guy whose number has not been called at all during the playoffs, spot minutes. And you get in the biggest moments, and you have the quarter of your career on the biggest moment against the defending champs. I mean, what better way, you know, to when people say play your minutes hard, stay ready. You never know what the coach is thinking. Case in point, Lonnie Walker IV.